Hello, my name is Lexus Luters, and in this presentation, we are going to be talking about the best strategies for educating English language learners in a classroom setting. The first one is cultivating relationships. The importance of a very strong student relationship, especially in the classroom when they're not familiar with you, is crucial for them going outside of their comfort zone and really trying new things to make sure that they can grow academically, socially, with their peers as well. It's really important that they feel accepted by the teacher so that they really can completely embrace the education experience. The next one is according to Emily Francis, she is an ESL teacher in Concord, North Carolina. One thing I discovered that she said that was I thought was really interesting was I want students to consider their acquisition of a new culture as additive and not subtractive, meaning if they speak Spanish, she wants them to add English to their realm of capabilities in terms of language instead of subtracting away the Spanish capabilities they have and only speaking English. She really thinks that having both of these tools in their toolbox, speaking Spanish and English, is really necessary. So, any way that us teachers can embrace both of those is important. Another thing we can do as teachers is make sure we demonstrate an appreciation of diversity. This can be done through any curriculum lesson by adding in any kind of text or video that shows students or kids or families from a different background. So, for example, for this week, I am having my kids read a number of Christmas stories, and in some of those stories, it is a Hispanic family where they go back to Mexico for the holidays. So, this will really help my kids feel included and really see that diverse aspect. The next thing is that I found out was ESL teacher Katie Topple stresses the importance of home visits. This is something that is done a little bit in our district, but not a whole lot that I'm aware of. Some people might be more aware of it or used to it. But she talks about the importance of going to visit the student's home just so that she can have a better understanding of what life is like for them outside of school. So this can be things like their families, their traditions, things that they do on holidays, and just everyday pets, things like that. The next component that I did was teach language across the curriculum, meaning don't just cut out a time for teaching language. Make sure that language is taught in all content areas. So reading, social studies, science, math, all of that. It's really important that vocab is taught for all of these areas. So when they're in math, they need to be talking like they are a mathematician. When they're in science, they need to be using the vocabulary to talk like a scientist. So it's really important that these are either pre-taught or taught as a whole group during the lesson. The next thing I found out was encouraging productive language skills. It's really important that they are encouraged to talk and have these conversations in English. So a lot of times the first things that kids will master is writing and reading. And just because they can write and read in that language does not necessarily mean that they are that they can orally do that as well. It's really important that we encourage them to talk with their peers and have those conversations. One of the big things that we can do is use sentence frames. So making sure that we utilize these sentence frames whenever they are giving statements to partners or to groups, as well as when they are expected to comment back to their partner. So, for example, if they make a statement to their partner, that sentence frame needs to demonstrate that. If their partner says something to them first and then they are expected to respond, they need to make sure that they have that sentence. Us as teachers need to provide that sentence frame for how they need to respond back appropriately. The next one that we are going to talk about is increasing wait time and slowing down our speaking. Increasing this wait time and slowing down our speaking in the classroom can actually add an extra 3 to 5 seconds when waiting for a response. Whenever we increase our wait time, the necessary or the recommended wait time is 3 to 5 seconds. So I know this seems super easy, but when we actually think about that, 3 to 5 seconds for them is a long time in terms of processing and allowing them to translate what exactly we are asking of them. If we don't wait, English language learners will start to not think of an answer and they will just give up on answering in class altogether. So when they don't have enough time to process that and to really think about what it is we're asking and translate it, they realize they're not having time for that. And so, like I said earlier, they're just going to give up and just stop answering. So it's really important that we do that. The other thing is slowing down our speaking time. Whenever we record ourselves talking during instruction, that can if we do record ourselves talking during instruction, that can really help us see just how fast we are talking. And slowing that down really does make a difference for our English language learners and what they hear and how they're able to think and process the instruction that we are giving.